K-Flock, what's set we claiming in this situation right here is we claiming demon time, which is going to boost your music streams. It's going to bring more clout to your music career. It's going to add another murder jacket under your belt and all that stuff. So your streams and your videos, your views are going to go crazy, but it's going to crush you in the courtroom. It's going to end your music career far as like the future. Is we claiming that, or is we claiming self-defense, which is better for your freedom, and it's still better for your music career because you'll still beat the body, but you'll wear the gun charge. So you'll still do time for the gun charge. So all the pros that you'll get for claiming demon time, you'll still get that claiming self-defense, but you'll still lay down about 5 to 7 years because you got a lot of gun charges and you fighting this gun charge right here. So if you run with self-defense, it's still hope in your music career. It depends on how much time they give you for them other guns and all that stuff. And the last ones, we on that Shaggy. It wasn't me. Because if that's the case, it's going to be a harder case to prove because everybody's saying that's you. Everybody's saying that them your designer jeans, that's your designer jacket, them your Jordans that you was wearing. That was you. They point the finger at you. So, and you had your cell phone in your hand. So that's going to be a much harder case to prove your innocence that you weren't even on the scene. So a wise man would tell you, meaning your lawyer, he would tell you to run with self-defense. Yeah, even though New York don't got no stand your ground law, but the best option for you is take the gun charge and claim self-defense. Not under the Stand Your Ground Act, but still self-defense. And maybe, just maybe, you could beat the murder and just do the time for the gun charge. And not including the other 2 guns that you're fighting. So that'll be the only hard thing about this situation. You'd be adding on another gun. So that's 3 guns to your situation. That's 3 guns. So you could do 15 years. You could do 10 years behind that death. But it's better than life. Yeah, it's better than doing 40 years, 50 years. Never come home, life without parole. Because it looked like a senseless murder. There wasn't no reason behind it. Just violent out. Gang banging type vibes. Gang banging type of situation. So you don't want to look like that in the court of law. You want to claim some self-defense. You want to claim that you weren't the problem. You weren't the threat. You was on defense. You was trying to walk away. He brought the problem to you. You was minding your own business. You ain't know he was at the barbershop. You see what I'm saying? That's how you got to make the story look. But as you come up with that theory and your lawyers put that together and they present that in the court, the other side, his lawyers, even though he ain't here, they're going to say, how was that self-defense when you walked past the barbershop and you seen him, then he seen you, then you turned around, then you clutched on your weapon before he even left the barbershop, before he even went outside to say something to you. So you already had it on your mind to kill. Yeah, it was already on your mind. Your first thought was to kill, not to walk away, not to talk it out, not to call 911. It was to pull your pistol out and to shoot and kill because you're a gang member, you're a gangster, you're a rapper. That's what they're going to say. That's what they're going to say about you. So that theory right there, the self-defense, and you shot him in the back, alleged, or not you, but whoever did that there, they shot him in the back. So that's another case of not self-defense. He wasn't no threat to you. So why would you still shoot when a person turned their back on you? That means when you up the pole, he seen the pole and he ain't want no problems. That's why he turned away. And you still shot. You gunned him down. You took life in your own hands because you could do that because you're a gangster. You're a thug. In courtroom, ladies and gentlemen, that's what thugs think they can do. They think they can take lives when they want to. They think they can take lives in the matter of their own hands when they want to. They can play God with everybody when they want to, whenever they feel like it. To move in higher rank in the gang, to be a rapper, for better sales, anything to move up in rank, to make more money for the gang. And that's what this man, Mr. K-Flock, did. He did that to move up in rank. He did that for his career, for his image, for his gangster reputation. That's what they're going to say against you, man. Because what really messed you up is when you turned around and you grabbed on your pistol. That's showing the courtroom that you ready for violence, that you ready for war. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to talk. It ain't no peace talk. It ain't no fighting. It's straight gunplay. So that don't make you look good. Then you shot him in the back because that's what thugs do. They don't care where they shoot. When they see their target or when their target approach them, they return fire. They handle business. It's all about reputation. It's all about repping and stepping. And that's what Mr. K-Flock did. That's what they're going to say in that courtroom against you, against your lawyers, against your money that you putting up for them lawyers. Yeah, that's what they're gonna do. You always gotta play offense and defense when you in public places, because the cameras, you supposed to let the victim walk all the way up to you and say something to you, then you handle business. If you're gonna do that, not, look like you on offense when you were just minding your business really, but you was in op territory. So when you went live, alleged, saying you was in op territory, see the courtrooms, that's gonna show the court that you're looking for trouble, you're looking for violence, you're looking for war. You're looking to do a drive-by, you're looking to do a hit because you're over there with a gun and you know you're not supposed to be over there. So that's going to work against you too. So it ain't really looking good when you claiming self-defense. It'll be a strong argument in the beginning, but as soon as they open up the details and the evidence and see everything, they're going to crush that there. You see what I'm saying? So that's what you got to be talking to your lawyers about. What we going to do? What set we claiming? Self-defense. It wasn't me, Shaggy, or demon time. Like, yeah, I stepped on him. F him. Give me my time. I'll lay down. What you gonna do? Or at least if they don't want to drop no murder charges, make them drop it down from 1st degree to 2nd or the 3rd or aggravated murder. You see what I'm saying? Anything is better than 1st degree murder, let alone them taking the whole murder deal off the table and you just win the gun charge, because you still can do a lot of time off the guns, because this your 3rd gun case. This your 3rd one. So that's 5, 5, 5. That's 15 years. And they don't run them concurrent. You got to do it back to back, back to back. See what I'm saying? So you could run with that move right there and just do the 15 years or do 10 years. Then come home. Now, Flock, to beat this murder charge, you're going to have to prove to the courtroom that it really was self-defense, that you wasn't the aggressor, that you wasn't on offense. Meaning, when that dude came about that barbershop, did you press the issue with him? Did you bring the static with him? As soon as he said something, you draw down on him and you clapped him. Because from the camera, it looked like shots came off, or it looked like shots let off real fast, real fast. It don't look like y'all were just talking for about 5 minutes. It looked like he said something to you, got your attention, you said something to him, then pow, pow, pow. Because it only took about 60 seconds, 30 seconds before you start seeing people duck and run. See what I'm saying? So it's going to be kind of hard to convince that courtroom that you was trying to back off. You was trying to walk away. You weren't really trying to shoot nobody. You see what I'm saying? And because the victim got more witnesses on his side than you just got the cameras. But the witnesses can hear what Buddy said to you. Buddy could have been like, what's up? Started set tripping. You could have backed out. Then Buddy could have been like, nah, I'm good. See, right there, ain't no stand your ground. And New York ain't got no stand your ground. So he's showing you he don't want no problems. So if you still backed out and clapped him, that's murder. That's murder. Plus you had the gun. So when you claim self-defense, you gotta make sure the witnesses go keep it street. They're gonna keep it in the street, because if they say, nah, Buddy just checked him, then when Buddy pulled out the gun, he was like, nah, he don't want no problems, then you guilty of murder. Because unless some footage come out that he swung on you first, or he had a weapon on him, he had a knife on him, you couldn't have gunned him down like that right there. Let alone you a convicted felon with a gun. Let alone you ain't in the South. This ain't no stand your ground state. So he had to have a knife on him. He had to have a pistol on him. Not just words. It's not Atlanta. You're not in Florida. You're not in Texas. You're not in North Carolina. Yeah, you're not in the South, where it's stand your ground. Tennessee, where it's stand your ground. You're not in these places. So yeah, you can't just go off no threat just because he G-checked you and you fear for your life. Nah, not upstate, you can't. And you know that. Yeah, the camera's gonna show that Buddy came out the barbershop and he checked you. So in New York eyes, in the jury eyes, he can do that. He has every right to do that there. But you don't got the right just to back out and take a man's life just because he from the other side, just because he in the game, just because he said something to you. Yeah, you ain't got the right to do that there. So ignorance of the law don't give you no excuse. That's what they're gonna say. That's what they're gonna tell you. Plus, with a gun charge. And you fighting 2 more other gun cases. So that shows the courtroom that you a thug. That shows the courtroom that you're a wild one. And they're going to bring up other murders, other shootings. And they're going to bring up your videos, all the energy that you bring into the industry, into the world. They're gonna show all that there. So it ain't nothing about your image, your character that's gonna make you look good, that's gonna make you look innocent, that's gonna make them wanna give you a bond. They ain't gonna wanna give you no bond because you look like you live in your raps. You look like you really like that. You look like a monster. You look like a demon, and you fighting 2 other gun cases. So they know you gonna run. They know you gonna be extorting witnesses and everything. The dudes that was in the barbershop or get them killed. You see what I'm saying? They know you're gonna do all that there because you got money, you got power, but you kind of powerless behind them walls. At least it's a start. At least it's a start in their eyes. So you're not gonna get no bond. A miracle gotta happen where you get a bond. It don't matter if it look like it was self-defense. They're not gonna give you no bond because they already know what you're gonna do. They assume what you're gonna do. And sometimes when they assume, they be right. History has shows that sometimes, a lot of times when they assume, they be right, because when they assume and they don't get a person a bond, the inmates still do the same thing that they assumed them to do if they was free. They'll still extort witnesses and write people letters and make threats over the phone and do this and do that and still have stuff in jail, still control the streets from jail and all that there. So they ain't gonna give you no bond on this right here because you in New York City. They ain't gonna give you no bond. Okay, you gotta convince the courtroom. My buddy came out that barbershop. He went to set tripping and he said he was gonna kill you. And he reached for something in his pocket, a knife, a gun, something. I'm gonna say he reached for something. He tried to pump fake like he had a gun because they ain't say he had a gun on the victim. They ain't say the victim had a gun or a knife or a weapon. So you wanna say he pump fake and you had to up it and blast him. You had to drop him right there because you ain't know what he's reaching for. He already said he was gonna kill you. He already said he was gonna do you something. So you feared for your life and you had to back out and kill him. Or the words that you're really supposed to say. You're supposed to say when Buddy came out the shop, he threatened you, you feared for your life, you were scared of him, you couldn't beat him up, so you backed out and you tried to stop him. Yeah, you tried to stop him. You didn't mean to kill him or none of that there. You were just scared of him. You knew his reputation for fighting. You knew that he could knock out people, so you were just scared of him out there because you can't fight. That's the key. You just put out this certain image, but you really can't fight. You really can't really defend yourself like that. So it's a must that you walk with a gun to protect your image, your rap image. So that's the image you got to push off. That's the story you got to tell the courtroom, that you're an innocent rapper, that you just live in a certain type of image because it make money, but you're really a scary guy. You know what I'm saying? That's why you keep having guns. You got to keep getting caught with guns because you know that the other side gonna kill you and you in too deep. You in too deep with your image. You got caught up with your character. Yeah, that's what you're gonna have to say because he got a lot of witnesses on his side, and you got the camera. So both of them saying 2 different stories, or they could be saying the same story. You know what I'm saying? Especially if the cops get them to agree with what they saying against you. You done. Nail in the coffin. Case closed, career done. You're gonna have to tell your lawyer that the victim reached for something in his pocket. That's why you shot him so fast, because it happened too quick. So you can't just say y'all went back and forth. You gotta say he reached in his hoodie, he reached in his pocket, and you feared that he was gonna pull out a knife. You feared that he was gonna pull out a gun. That's what you gotta say. Other than that, you're going to jail for murder. Life without parole. 30 years, 40 years. And guns, and you fighting 2 other gun cases. Nah, so you can't wear no body. You cannot wear no body. You gotta take your chances with the guns and get the best plea that you can get for them guns and beat that murder case. You gotta beat that murder case. If not, you talking about your music career. Your life is done. Your life. So damn the music career, because you can get 10 to 15 years. You can get out and start a trucking business, start a car wash business, start real estate, start renting out cars. You can become a millionaire so many different ways, not just rap. So you ain't got to worry about the music career. It was cool to have. It hurt to lose it, but it ain't the end of the world. It ain't the end of your story. It ain't the end of your glory. You see what I'm saying? So you could bounce back. It's a lot of dudes who did 20 years, 15 years. I ain't gonna say a whole bunch, but it's a few out there that did 15 years, 20 years, came back. Now they 6-figure guys in trucking. Or they 6-figure guys selling cars or houses. They selling houses, or they building houses, or they got their trade. They got some type of trade that make 80,000 plus a year, and they cool with that, and they finish out their days with that. But if you get life without parole, or you get 40 years, 50 years, because you got that and 2 other gun cases, plus the one that they gonna hit you with this, you see what I'm saying? Nah, you can do, the most you can do is 20. That's the most. you can do is 20. Other than that, like in 20, that's the max. You want to get between 10 and under, because you're going to do some type of time. Ain't no way they're going to let you beat a murder charge, this gun charge, and 2 other gun charges, and you who you are. Nah, they're going to get something. They got to get something. They got to get some type of straightening. So you got to figure out, you want to wear all the guns or you want to wear the body. Now, as far as your resume, your jacket, it'll look sturdy. It's going to look good with that. So your streams going to go up. Your views going to go up. All that there. So until that run out. So if you could squeeze out that murder charge and just wear this gun charge and possibly beat the other 2 gun charges, maybe you can only do 5 years or 7 years. But you're going to wear one of them gun charges, because if you beat the murder charge, that means you had the gun. So it's some pros, it's some cons. You got to take the good with the bad, but you can't wear everything. You can't wear everything, because if you wear everything, the book closed. And that's my take on this conversation right here, man. Gone.